What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be doing something different, like talking about my favorite things this summer. This video was inspired by Supereyepatchwolf, so shout out to him. I'll be talking about some of my favorite things from this summer, from anime to games, some life updates, and some things that happen in music. Let's get to it. First, let's get into life. In life, earlier I lost my job. That contributed to the channel not being as consistent, but I made it through it, and I'm hoping to be able to really thrive and prosper with the music and the YouTube. Thanks to you guys, that's becoming more possible and less like a faraway dream. I also moved to a different apartment, and my mom and sister came to visit me on the East Coast from Texas. There's a lot of tough times that I went through, but there are also a lot of good connections made in music, which they'll be coming up on my new EP, as well as some new singles that I have coming. And I also have some good YouTubers that I'm a fan of who shall be appearing on the show, so look forward to that. Now let's get into some of the games I enjoyed this summer. This summer I enjoyed a few games, and so I'm going to be going over them. The first one, which I plan on doing a video of, Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom is pretty much Breath of the Wild, but on a way larger and grand scale. I honestly didn't know where to begin when I first started this game because it's so vast and large. The first thing that I did was go and get things that reference older things. So Tunic of the Wild, the Tunic of Time, and like the Twilight Tunic, things that reference the older games. And I just learned about how large the world truly was, roaming around, activating the kind of pillars that expose more of the map, and I really still haven't beaten the game, but it's such a grand journey, and I really like what they did with Ganondorf's design. They took him from being kind of like a more wizardy looking kind of guy, which he is a wizard, but they made him fit his personality more. Now he's a badass samurai who also has magical powers, and I really like the redesign of this character. Another game I really enjoyed this summer was Brawlhalla. There isn't too much to say about this game, but I had a lot of fun playing this, and it's really made me grow to like platform fighters, which I previously hated before I played this game. I love playing as Mordex, and really the primary reason is because they show that character so much love, and he has some of the coolest skins in the game. A very simple gameplay loop, very simple game if you like Smash Bros, if you just like platform fighters, you'll want to check this one out, as it's one of the best free-to-play experiences I've had since Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and it doesn't really include gambling, well, outside of some of the custom costumes, but it doesn't include gambling like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links did. Another game that caught me by surprise was Gundam SD Battle Alliance. I recently did a video on this one, but it really caught me by surprise the enjoyment that I got out of the game. It's a very video gaming game. It can play it in the background. It's a very turn your brain off kind of game. I still don't really care for the SD Gundam design, and I wish that they would have made them full size, but it's an okay standalone until the actual Gundam game comes. And it's not a boring game. You can play it with your friends, solid co-op, go through missions, and fight other Gundams as well. So if you care for the series of Gundam, this is a great one, and they've even added the Witch of Mercury as a DLC, and it'll also push you on the Gundam lore. Some Gundam shows which I plan to cover on the show that I previously didn't even know existed until I played this game, like Gundam XX. Last, and certainly not least, is one of my most played games. That's Guilty Gear Strive. I'm a longtime fan of Guilty Gear, and I've been playing this game since Accent Core, but Strive has really managed to capture the attention of most people, and I love being able now to main Johnny with Season 3. Hopefully we get to see Slayer in the game. It's also a very welcoming combat system to those who are kind of afraid to play older Guilty Gear games, although now is one of the best and worst times to be a new player, as you'll get to learn new mechanics, but you'll be playing against returning players who have hours of experience. I'm glad that they actually buffed Sin. If you follow the game, then you know Sin was pretty doo-doo for a long time, but now he's an actual character, and I'm really looking forward to what Season 3 will offer. As for anime shows, I've really been enjoying Bleach, and the continuation of the series. The animation looks stellar, and the fights are crazy. The Kenpachi versus Grimmy fight was awesome. when Kenpachi was in the vacuum of space. That was pretty cool, and it's interesting seeing him fight a guy with virtually limitless power. I recommend checking out this new Bleach, whether you grew up with it like I did, or whether you just want a really cool anime to watch. It's pretty good. I've also been watching the new Jujutsu Kaisen, which I'm sure I don't need to tell you guys to go check that out. It's really cool to see a young Gojo and a young Geto, the way that they walk and the way that they stand. The animators did a really good job on this series. In terms of like non-animation, I've really been enjoying Res Dogs, and this final season has been great. It's had a little bit of an emotional roller coaster with a hint of psychedelics. It very much so reminds me of Atlanta, which is also on FX. I'm gonna do a video on both Res Dogs and Atlanta, so I won't spoil them. But if you want these great shows which really capture what it's like to be in the South and really capture what it's like to be Black or Indigenous as well, these are really great shows, and I love them both. They have that hint of psychedelicness with the hint of truth in all of them. Really good shows. In music news, we've been constantly working on posting on Interstellar Bobo, and you guys know that Intergalactic Outlaw is me, Ramsey, so Bobo and I have been working on being more consistent with some of the stuff that we're posting under our Interstellar brand. And I have some collaborations coming up with a Barber Beats artist you guys do know, one of the guys from that scene that I actually respect. And then I also have some other collabs coming up with larger artists from different scenes to look forward to. And I'm working on a new EP that I call Loak Shalup, which is Choctaw for Fire Ghost. And I'm not associated with certain labels that I have been associated with. Take that as you may, but we're only Interstellar, and that's what we plan on doing from this point on. This is pretty much the end of the video. Feel free to let me know what some of y'all's favorite things of the summer was and what you'd like to see on the channel. We've got some dope backgrounds that I designed that are up on the website, Interstellar Sun. Check those out and leave a like, subscribe, share it, leave a comment. Peace.
Let's rock the